Organizations like the Houston-Galveston Area Council are exploring opportunities to expand virtual engagement to new levels. The goal is to reach a greater number of residents across our 13-county region, efficiently, effectively, and at an affordable cost. This plan is a product of collaboration between HGAC, COGS, and NPOs across the country. Data was also collected from the Pew Research Center and internally here at HGAC. So what is a virtual engagement plan? This plan covers tools and tactics that can be used to virtually expand our public engagement to new levels, while acknowledging ways to address the digital divide, and it also looks at our region's diversity. In our current climate, we've been forced to make a drastic pivot from in-person engagement to online engagement. Virtual public meetings have become a new common practice, executed through Zoom and other web conferencing platforms. One thing we must keep in mind is remaining ADA compliant while executing virtual public meetings. This means providing a live caption option, making sure you have clear images and your audio is also clear and does not transmit irregular pauses. Most projects have a website. However, a truly interactive website can be used as a safe space where people can engage freely. This increases engagement in surveys, polls, and public comments, ultimately providing us with useful information that can contribute to our planning process. One of the most common online tactics used is social media. Organizations are exploring ways to humanize their agency. Introducing your staff, adding engaging content such as polls, trivia, and humor can help to achieve this goal. Virtual programs specifically target a younger demographic. These programs are designed for high school and college students to introduce them to the world of planning. An example of this is the Future Leaders in Planning program, also known as the FLIP program, out of the Chicago Metropolitan Agency for Planning. This program is a module-based program that teaches urban and land use planning, ultimately resulting in fostering stronger relationships with younger residents. While many residents are able to connect with us virtually, it's imperative to remember we cannot reach everyone online. This is why we must address the digital divide. The digital divide acknowledges the population of residents that either A, do not have access to broadband internet, or B, do not have access to technology equipment. In this document, you will find some examples of traditional tactics used before we heavily relied on the internet. We also look at a population that has access to the internet but limited experience and knowledge on how to navigate through it. When we look at our region's diversity, it's vital to keep in mind the concept of intersectional diversity. This forces us to look closer at our targeted audiences and how we communicate with them directly. We must remember, the way we communicate with one is not the way we communicate with all. Creating alliances with community leaders will be vital in our success in diversity outreach. This means finding those community connectors that live, work, worship, and have roots deeply planted within the communities. We are not necessarily speaking about elected officials. These are individuals that serve their communities and have built trusted relationships with the other residents that live within their communities. However, we are encouraging that we begin to look at diversity outreach from an internal lens first. Having conversations with internal staff members that look and relate to the communities you are trying to reach has shown to be an effective approach in reaching those hard-to-reach communities. In conclusion, it's important to remember that this plan should not be your complete outreach engagement plan. It is simply a tool to keep in your toolbox that will assist you in making your outreach efforts successful.